In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to make programs for the Amada laser with Dr. Abe software. So we're gonna click on the nesting schedule clipboard. Next, you'll click on File, the little folder. What I'm gonna do is I'm using a flash drive. But I'm using a flash drive, but you know, wherever your part files wherever you have your part files stored, you can get it from there. I'm gonna load all these part files. I'm gonna just click open. Either you can click on one, double click on one and select the quantity. Say you want 5 of those. You click enter and then look for your next part. Then double click on that. Then the quantity. But I'm just gonna speed up the process and select all. So these are SY5 files, so I don't have to select the material name, but if you are putting DXFs in here, then you would have to select the condition, drop down on your material name, well, laser material name, and then material name, and select the thickness. Or also you can left click and drag down when holding it and select all of them, right click and click on edit parts properties and select the type, the thickness, the name, and the cutting condition on the laser material name, and set the rotation to free, that way they can rotate freely, and click OK. And that'll change it for all of them at the same time. Just click 3. And once you got your parts quantity and everything filled in, you also have filler parts quantity. So if you have a small part that you know you're gonna need more of and you want to cut more just in case, you want to cut more just to fill up the rest of the sheet, you can select how many you want of that part file to fill in the sheet for each individual one if you want, just to fill it up. Once you got that, just click on Make Sheet. And now over here, you select the sheet size. You can also change the length and width of the sheet. Your width would be your x-axis, the length, and height would actually be your y-axis, the width of the sheet. Over here in sheet name, you can name it and just click OK. And now we're gonna wait on it to process and sequence. The Dr. Abe is a little bit slower than AP100, and that's just my opinion. But there are some things that I like about Dr. Abe that you can't do with AP100, and there's also some stuff that AP100 does that Dr. Abe can't do. For example, in with Dr. Abe, when you're trying to do flash cut on a part, in Dr. Abe you can only do squares and holes for flash cut. He won't let you do any hexes or any special special shapes like AP100 does. AP100 has a lot more options with flash cutting. Dr. Abe only has 2, which kind of sucks. And here we are. Here's our first sheet. Here's our second sheet, third, or the 5th. Now, one thing that Dr. Abe does is, like, for example, these parts, like this one right here, if you're using DXF files or part files that are not SY5 files, which SY5 files are already are part files that are already set. You can you don't really have to change them. But DXF files, the software will automatically tell you if this part is going on your longwise on your x-axis and it's long enough to where it will not fall through the slats, it'll leave the tabs off. It won't tab it. This is just but since this is a SY5 file, it's tabbed here and here on all your parts. But if it was a DXF, the software would leave these 2 tabs on this part out. But if it was the same part and it was going a long ways like this on the y-axis, it will tab it twice in the top and bottom automatically. That way it'll it'll keep it from crashing the laser. You can also edit. Double click on your sheet, and from here you can select which part you want to edit. Let's say I want to edit this one. Select your part and then click on part edit. Zoom in on it. So let's say you want to take the tabs off. Click on joint edit. So this one right here, this tab right here, I have it set with the nano joint 1. That way I can adjust the thickness of my tab at the laser. But usually the software will put a tab as a common tab. You can delete tabs, add tabs, change the condition over here in manual, assign edit. You can change the E-code with which it cuts or etches. You can also click here on laser hole division if you want to do self-destruct. You just gotta select it. but the operator cannot change anything else in the part file but those things. You can change the lead-in lengths, but you can't mess with anything else on that part file. You can't change any hole sizes, any dimensions on the part, anything like that. But it'll let you do these basic things. You can also change the sequence which it cuts. Over here in sequence command and parts, you can do a mouse command and tell it that you want to etch this first. And as you click on it, you'll be telling it which sequence you wanted to cut in. And click OK, the check mark, and save it, whatever. Also, another thing you can do is, for example, this part right here. This part right here is the same as this one right here. So let's say I want to edit this part and take the tab out, or edit anything else about it. You can click OK, and when you click on confirm display setting, you can choose to just change it for that part going in that same angle, or all the parts. So let's say you put a tab on this one, or you took it off because it was gonna hit or something. Just click OK, and it's for the same angle. It'll take it off all the ones for this with the same angle, but keep the tab on, or whatever else you change on that part file if it's going in a different direction. Once you're done with all your changes, just click OK, select yes, let it resequence. All over again. And now you could save. So when you're gonna save all these at the same time, you kind of have to click on control and then click on all of them at the same time, and then right click and save NC data file. Click OK, and it'll ask you where you want to drop it. Drop it into your laser folder, whatever, so you could open it there. Just click OK and save it. Then next, same process, right click and click on output report. Parts info, projection completion info. It'll print out a paper with all the parts that are nested in, and the quantity of how many parts, and the fill of quantity also. Just click OK. Just select your options that you want, and then you can print out the reports. It's 13 sheets to print out, and then just click print, and that'll be it. You can also edit anything. You can see your code here. You can right click, edit mode, and write a line if you want to put an M707 at the end of your program, so you could tell the beds to change if you don't have an automation, or maybe write your own put your own coding condition on there and just save the NC code for that, and you should be good to go. Should be ready at the laser. You got your paperwork, and that's it. If you have any questions, let me know.